Okay, so we do Netivot Shalom על התורה, Parashat Bereshit, a new year we're starting. It says that a year that starts bad will end up great. So, בעזרת Hashem, we'll see big miracles and Geula, Tchiyat HaMetim, and maybe really this crazy start will turn into something good. Although very difficult to see it, but we know it's all from Hashem, and from Hashem only good things come up. Bereshit, ברא אלוקים את השמיים ואת הארץ, right? So in the beginning, Hashem, or Genesis, Hashem created the world. So Bereshit, bet, Reshit, right? He divided the word here. In the Tikkunei HaZohar, in the Holy Book, it says Bereshit, bet, Reshit. It's a notricon. It's like two beginnings, or two Reshit, two first of all. ויש לומר, we should say, עניין, what does it mean, two Reshit, two beginnings? It's a hint for two midot, the chesed and gvura, which is a kindness, right? Charity and strength, which are also love and fear. And they are both in the same context of Reshit, of beginning. And with them, Hashem created heaven and earth, which means the heavenly matters and the physical and the spiritual and the physical things were created by these two Reshit, Genesis, beginning. And the entire order of the creation in the physical matter in this earth, right, is Zugi. It's by like even number. Dachar v'nukba, which is Zachar and Nukba in Aramaic, which is male and female. Right? There goes all the multiple genders. V'chen Adam ba'atzmo, right? In the person himself, all his like parts are even numbers, right? Zugim. Zugim usually it's two pairs. Zug is a pair. Two eyes, two nose, two hands, two legs, right? Etc. You got the concept. ובכולם יש אחד מימין ואחד משמאל, and each one of them has one on the right and one from the left, which is indicated about these two midot, the chesed, kindness, charity, etc., which is the right side, right lane, and the gvura, the strength, which is the left one. That's in the physical. The same thing in spiritualism. All the seder avodah, right, serving Hashem, is by these two reshits. Two level of love and fear as one. As our sages says, right, Anochi, I am Hashem your God, and there will be no other gods beside me. They were saying in one breath. How is it possible? It's Hashem, it's everything is possible. So they are from the midah of chesed, and, right, so he said, they are including all the mitzvot, which is from the chesed side, and their work, their avodah is with love. This is the I am Hashem your God, and will be no other God. This is including all the mitzvot, lotas, the forbidden one, which is from the side of the strength and the ira, the fear. The Anochi and I will not be, right, in the Dibur Echad, we're saying, which means it seems to be like these two things, love and fear, they are contradicting each other. But in spiritualism, they were said in one breath, which means they are completing each other. Here in this world, it looks like love and fear contradict, but in spiritualism, they're actually completing each other. And this is a perfection in Avodat Hashem, serving Hashem, only by these two midot, love and fear is one. And including in that all the mitzvot aseh, and all the mitzvot lo taseh. And we should actually, we have, it's like a cross connection, which means we have to do all the mitzvot aseh with love, and involve fear in it. And all the forbidden thing, mitzvot lo taseh, with fear, but we need to include love, because even if we are forbidden to do something, we still love doing it or not doing it, because Hashem commanded us. Same thing, chovat adam ba'olamo klula, our obligation in this world is including with these two levels, love and fear. In do good, because we have a purpose here, and to do good things to do to people, right? So we need to give the level of love to Hashem Yitbarach. As it says, ואהבת את השם אלוקיך בכל לבבך, right? We say every day in the Kriyat Shema that we love Hashem with all our hearts, with all our soul, and all our being, right? And the tzaddikim, they explain, which mean, what does it mean? Bechol me'odecha. Me'odecha is like with all your essence, with all your being, which mean all the things that are precious for us, we should love Hashem with them, or maybe in the same level, like we love something. וזה עניין קורבן ראשית, and this is like the korban, the sacrifice of bikurim, the first one, right? That the Torah commanded us. Bechor banecha titen li. So we have the firstborn that we're not sacrificing them, but we are like dedicating to Hashem, right? Because the Kohanim, before the sin of the golden calf, was supposed to be the firstborn in each family. The Kehuna passed on from the firstborn, right, to the Kohanim. But it was Bechor banecha titen. But still today we do like a pidyon ben, right? And so they have a firstborn, you have to redeem it, like and give money to the Kohen. That's the same context. And also, Reshit Bikurat Matecha, every fruit that somebody have, a farmer, you should bring to house of Hashem. And also the wool, right? And also the cattle, the sheep, right? Every 10th one. Each asiri, right? The 10th one will go to Hashem. These things are the Reshit, like the basic, the foundation, the genesis. They're very precious and important. And particularly them, give to Hashem. And also the person have another job, another purpose, a main one, in ira, in fear, and to detach from the bad. As it says in the Holy Book, that if a Jew wants to know why he is here in this world, he needs to observe what is the thing that he have difficulties with. מה הדבר שבו מתגבר עליו היצר הרע? The evil inclination is working harder on that area. This is the thing that he came down to fix in this world. This is like the root of the evil inclination for that specific person. That's the purpose. Furthermore, we can say, בעניין Bereshit, two Reshits, what they are sages says in Masechet Chagiga, and also Bereshit Rabbah, Vayikra. It says, מחלוקת בית שמאי ובית הלל, the dispute between Shammai and Hillel. So Bet Shammai אומרים, שמיים נבראו תחילה. They said, heaven were created first, and then earth. And Bet Hillel, they said, no, earth first, and then heaven. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, he wondered, he have a question, right? He said, Tameani, I wonder, how the father of the world, right, Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel, have a dispute about the creation of heaven and earth. I say they were created like a pot and a cover together. It's one thing. You cannot have one without each other. You cannot have heaven without earth. You cannot have earth without heaven. They're both together, like pot and a cover, right? And the Mefarshim, they have a question about Alomai, they have what was, right? It's happened. It's here. We have heaven and we have earth. Why do you have a dispute? How come they are here, right? Which means, which means, after all, you know, they have such kind of a question and a machloket and a dispute, it's related to us. If heaven were created first, or earth created first. And we should say, our serving our Shem, the Avodah, is again related in these two things. In Shamayim, which is the spiritual thing, Torah, Avodah, etc., mitzvot, maasim tovim, ubeinyanim artzim, and also on the physical matter. Right? We have to combine them together. We cannot have one without each other. We should serve Hashem in both. In the spiritual, heavenly things, which is the Torah and the Avodah, and also to serve Hashem in the physical things. As the Rav HaKadosh HaMagid HaGadol Memezrit Zechoto HaGanon, he says, Mala Aretz Kenenecha, right? We sing it every morning in the davening and after the bracha of creating the Boreh, creating the light, right? He said, Mala Aretz Kenenecha. The earth is full of your possessions. He said the artziut, the earthier thing, earth, is filled with things that you can acquire by them, Hashem Yitbarach. Right? And I think we learned it before, that all the physical things and that we do, that we have, and all the desires, etc., that it look like they are coming from a evil or a bad source, we can elevate them and bring them up to Hashem. The most difficult thing is food, for example. If we really have a kavanah that we eat, so we'll have the strength to serve Hashem, then we're elevating what we eat. And with that, Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel, the Avot HaOlam, they had a dispute. What's the main avoda? What's the main work? Bet Shammai, right? So Bet Shammai, they said, heaven created first. Bet Shammai were always going into the spiritual thing. And Bet Hillel were more like, it's look like they're lenient, they're more on the physical thing. So Bet Shammai says, heaven created first. First, the spiritual thing. That's the main thing, in the heavenly things. And the Bet Hillel said, no, earth first. All the thing, we're here after all. You know, we have to pay bills, we have to go to work, we have to do physical things. And for that, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, no, they are both created as one. Because perfection of being servant of Hashem is only by have both of them together. And this is, again, we're going back to the same thing of Bet Reshit, to Reshit, which is hint exactly like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that heaven and earth they created because perfection in serving Hashem cannot happen without both of them. Torah and Avodah, right? Torah and Avodah basically is Torah and sacrifices, right? Again, spiritual things, but also we need to have the thing that relate to this world. Same thing like Yaakov Avinu was doing, both of them. And also it's hinted in Bet Reshit, שכמו שיש בכללות עבודת Hashem, two Reshit, two beginnings or two foundation, then also in the Sur Merah עצמו, in detach yourself from the bad, you have two main things. As it says in Yesod HaAvodah, it's a book, right? The Ashla, לשני לוחות הברית, it was the Talmidav of Rabbi, I forgot what's the acronym for Arashal, and he learned with him, right? And it was from his student, from his Talmidim. And when he became a Chassan, right, the groom, and he should get into the chuppah to get married, and he came to his rabbi, the Rashal, to say, to say goodbye. I'm getting married. That's it. My life is over, right? So he's getting married. So he's going to come to say hello. Actually, you want to get a blessing from him. So his Rav blessed him with, I bless you that you should be careful with these two things that I'm going to commend you. In the Kedusha of Achila and the Kedusha of Zivug. Be holy with what you eat, and also holy with being with your wife. And by making sure you're going to be careful with these two things, you're going to have light upon you. And he said, this is the two main lashes, the desires of a person, which they are important to him, like the creation of the universe. And they're called also, their nickname is lechem, bread, right? Bread. And in Chazal, it says in Bereshit, Alechem asher ochel, which means it's the wife. The wife is like the bread, which is the main thing. And for that, Hashem told first man, after the sin of the forbidden fruit, he says, Bezeat apecha tochal lechem, that with the sweat from your nose, right? Basically, it's like the effort that you will put and you're going to sweat. With that, you will be able to eat the bread, which means you have to break the desire in these two things, in food and women. And by that, you can actually achieve maybe fulfill the Hashem's will. But you need lots of effort and sweating. As our sage just says, right? Kasher zivugodo shel adam kikriat usuf, like a person zivug is mate. That process is difficult, like splitting of the sea. And also kashim is enotav, and also to get food, right? Pay the bills, etc. Also, there are difficult, like splitting of the sea, like Yam Suf. And in these two things, his food and his zivug, that's a very hard work to do to conquer his desire, like splitting of the sea, because we are facing them constantly and they're always in front of us. And we always have to work, right? It's like a diet. A person can do a diet and lose lots of weight. The problem is how we can keep it and not to gain back. Consistency. And he says, and these are the two Reshit of Avodat Hashem, Besur Merah, detached from the bad, the main two things, desire for food and women. And with them, Hashem, when he created heaven and earth, he said, right, that a person is a small world. we have our own heaven, we have our own earth, right? And we need to fix our own small little world, each one of us. How? By breaking these two desires, which are, these are the ones that are very difficult for us, and putting the effort, it's like splitting the sea. And by doing that, we can fix our whole little small world, right? And exactly as the Rashal told the Shla Kadosh, by doing that, he will be holy, sanctified himself in these two things. And then he will have a spiritual light. And that's why it says in the beginning that that the land, the earth, everything was under the tohu and vavo, which is like a mixture of light and darkness, basically a chaotic situation, until Hashem said, let there be light. And actually it's a spiritual light to our eyes, Hashem's light. And then we can actually see that all the physical thing, we can elevate them up to Hashem. That was the question about why it says Bereshit, two beginnings or two foundation, and mainly the desire for food and women, and basically it's all related to mitzvot aseh lo taseh, fear and love, kindness and strength, which look like contradiction, but in spiritualism they are not. They're actually completing each other. Thank you for listening. And,